Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and today is the day that unfortunately the red 34 two-door sedan is leaving IronTrap Garage. So as you guys may have seen, we had it up for sale a little bit kind of half-heartedly, but I did finally put up for sale this spring because we have so many projects coming in, and we were actively kind of fishing out there that we were selling the car. And for anybody that did ask, we did offer the car to the family numerous times, and unfortunately just they weren't in the right place that they were able to buy it. So with me running out of space, I held on to it for an extra year and trying to hopefully that they would buy it, and I checked in again and they unfortunately were not able to. So I basically was putting it out there to the whole world to buy it, and we had somebody come forward, and this car is going to Texas. So basically ended up working out a deal where it was some cash and a project car in trade, because a gentleman that was interested in it watched the channel, really liked the car. He kind of gave me a call and said, hey, I can't, I don't have the money all together to buy the car. I'd love to have it, but I have this other project car, maybe we could work a deal. So what we're gonna do, my buddy Rob actually is gonna move the car for me. He already was planning to make a trip that direction to visit some friends, and said if he could borrow our trailer, he would take it out there, pick up the other car, bring it back, and we'll show you guys what we find. So I'm gonna load this thing up, put all my extra goodies that I'm kicking around for this car in a tub, and send it off to Texas where it can live a new life. And we'll show you guys when this thing leaves and when the trailer comes back, what it is that we got. And of course, it's gonna be something super cool. So let's get this thing loaded up and send it off to Texas. We gotta make you guys try something before you go back to Sweden. So this will be your test. So, neutral you're in. So this thing, you do need a little bit of a choke probably. This is key on, that turns the ignition power on, and that's the starter button. So I usually pump the gas 2-3 times with the choke on before you start it. So I just pump the gas like 3 times. It's way up high. Oh yeah. And then turn your key to the on position, and then hit the starter button. And put the throttle a couple times. Reverse is all the way to the left and up. Yep. First time he's driving a flat old hot rod. Yep, come on. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that's good right there. All right, so I got the car loaded in the trailer, and one of the things I do when I sell any kind of old hot rod or old car in general, I should say, whether before I was even doing the early hot rod thing, even when I was messing with German cars and stuff, I would keep a bin just like this. It's just something I've done over the years. Tupperware bin, and what I would do is keep in it all of the things that I found in the car, with the car, for the car, whether you used it or you didn't, etc., etc. Because I think it's very important to keep those things kind of with the car. So a lot of cars we find, big thing I've done over the years for any car that I like is that I like finding the cars, finding them in their original state, if you will. As found. So there's always interesting things that you find in the car or whatever, and as you start with old hot rods uncovering the history of the car, you're going to get some stuff like old photos and different things like that. I kind of just keep that stuff all in this bin whether I use it or not. I think it's important to give it with the car instead of selling some of the parts off. They should stay with the car, and somebody can do something with them, or they could keep it with the car as it gets passed on down the line. So this car in particular, there was a lot when I was doing the resurrection of the car. There's some things I changed that a lot of people kind of hollered about in the beginning, but I did it just for, I think, for looks of what I thought made the car look better. So number one was spare tire carrier. So I took my license plate off of it. I left the 1970 plate on there that the car was found with, and I kept my 1934 plate because it was legal and registered in PA, and that will keep it with me, and I can put it on another 34 Ford that I'll own someday, probably soon. One thing that was a big discussion was the spare tire carrier. I took that off and put the license plate down in the center. People were howling and complaining and who knows what, so I kept that in there. I have the original white, or it's, at this point it's kind of an off-white vinyl spare tire cover, so I have that in here as well. The license plate mount, you guys may remember I took the horns off, so I have the original red horns that were on the car. I have them in here. I have an extra one of the spinners. One of them was missing when we found the car. We never were able to find it, so I actually had to purchase two at quite a high cost. Two more of these that actually have the MT engraved in them. So I have two with the MT, two that are smooth. I kept one of the smoothies in case there's ever a spare needed, and a bunch of extra stuff. And then I have my folder, which I've already opened here, of kind of the neat paper goods that I do this with every car. I have like the old owner's card that Pete and I found inside the car. We have some of the photos as the car was found originally. So set this down here. You guys can see this is the photo of, this is where this car was. You couldn't even see it underneath of there. And this is how the car was found as we started cleaning things out, etc., etc. There she is. So this was the car. It's kind of crazy to think that behind all this trash was this car, and now it's a running, driving, pretty reliable vehicle. So I have all that stuff. We also have some of the original photos that Larry Schroll took of the car when he first bought it. So that's pretty cool, from 1970. We have some of the photos that we got from the Larry Schroll estate, and then also from the Skelly family of the car as it was being built throughout the years. So I'm including copies of that. We have some paperwork and things like that with it. And then the final thing that I like to do, one thing that's actually cool, I forgot to mention, is there is the paperwork from Larry Schroll actually getting the grill and some things re-chromed for the car. So the horn covers and some other things like that. So that's pretty neat. Anyways, the last thing I usually like to do, and you guys, if you saw the video on Roadkill where I sold the car to Freiberger, is I almost always do a lot of these cars. I do a handwritten letter with the car of all of its pros, cons, quirks, whatever. I think it's very helpful, especially on a car that is a drivable car, to let the person know all those little quirks that might be alarming if you don't know the car, but is totally normal. So when I was talking to the gentleman that's purchasing this car, we were going over those things on the phone, but I think a lot of times people forget it. It was the same with Freiberger. I told him some of those things. Kind of neat that I heard it made it into their episode. But basically you go through, if the car is weird to start, you always tell them the different things on this. Like this has got the original automatic choke and everything set up for this car. So you pump the gas twice, start it up, it'll idle high, you tap the throttle, drops right back down. But there's other stuff like window seals that might need to be replaced, and if the window's at the right spot, it'll rattle a little bit when you're driving. Just stuff like that. The glove box door comes loose and the glove box will pop down, and you just need to readjust it. Stupid stuff like that. I like to put it in a handwritten list, send it away with the car. That way the next owner knows all these little quirks. They're not surprised, they're not alarmed. And also I just think it's nice to document that. It's kind of like an old-timey thing, I feel like, and I like doing that with the car. So that's what I'll be doing with this. Put all this stuff in the bin, I'll put the letter inside of it. That way when he gets the car, he can go through it, see the starting procedure, opening the doors and shutting them, and all the little secret handshakes that you need to do with an old car, especially an old hot rod. So got all the stuff in, got the car strapped down. We're gonna have Rob come pick it up later this evening, and then we will show you what we're getting on the backside when it comes back through. So for now, goodbye to the Red 34. It means a lot to see this thing going on to a new home, and hopefully getting driven and loved for years and years, and not getting tucked away in a garage and forgotten ever again. So let's close it up. See you later, old girl. Yep, you're clear. Keep coming. Yep. We can head that way a little bit. Just a little bit. That's good. Yep. Keep coming back. Yep. That's probably good. Oh, the cheese. Hey, come here. Get out of the way.
Shut the film.
Oh yeah.
Not bad. Good job.
I'm glad I had my buddy to turn it around.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a friend in Texas or something?
Yeah, the guy's like a moose. He could have picked this thing up and probably carried it in here.
Lights.
Oh, there are lights in here. I didn't even bother.
Yeah, the light switch right here.
That's what I get for not looking. Cool.
All right, now we're ready.
Yeah. Remember to lift it up.
This thing's pretty cool. We're here.
The only zoom hitting the in between.
I guess it was okay.
No.
It push it at an angle like this.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Good.
yeah, we're all.
You can steer that if you want to. Get some of the
Oh yeah.
All right. Oh, that's plenty.
Good.
This is pretty cool.
Very good. It's a good buddy.
It's cool having a 3-window and a 5-window. They're shop next to each other. Oh, that's cool. Moon, are you inspecting all the parts? Is there anything in here? Some stuff in here?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
This is the most important thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it might be the last of it, I don't know. Brake shoes. I don't know why he's got brand new brake shoes in here. Hey, why not?
I'll go up in there and look around, but I think you probably have it all, because there's some boxes, there's this, the springs,
Yeah, not a ton of
and this stuff.
Yeah, not a ton of stuff.
And I never even really got a look at this.
He sent me a photo of it. I mean, like you said, he's pretty, seems like a pretty honest guy.
Han såg, han hängde ihop med grejerna, den kanske han ville ha hjälp att lägga in i.
Yeah, you can see, it was a pitted grill that somebody had re-chromed. But, I mean, that's a nice, that's too nice for the car almost. Yeah, that's, I kind of have a thing for grills if you haven't noticed, so. Yeah. Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah,
How
that's
shiny
magic.
is that? Does that look shiny? Yes. It's like this is a jewelry for car guy.
It's like a shield for the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
See, like this one.
It looks.
Look how nice it is.
looks
See, this is what they look like now, because they haven't been,
Yeah, it looks a little bit
old.
better, right?
Yeah, but that.
That's shiny, right? Yeah. It's like Christmas for me. Yeah.
turn around and get a picture of the shiny, try to get a shine on it. There
He's
we go.
holding it like a Christmas present.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And then I got a few dollars for you, I think. Like,
Yeah, a couple bucks for me. That's always nice.
Dad,
Pay you too. All right, so we got the car all unloaded out of the trailer. We have it in the shop just for the time being. I'll probably put it away into storage. But pretty happy with the car. It has a great look to it. This is an old hot rod, so it's been chopped and you know, a bunch of work done back in the day, and then somebody had, I think, started to redo it and then kind of fizzled out on it. That's when the gentleman that we did the trade with and the purchase probably got a hold of the car, and I understand he didn't really do a lot with it, but worked out great. The car, our red 34, the Skelly 34 has a new home in Texas where it's going to be kind of just kept as is. I understand that he's going to just drive it, enjoy it just as is, and just like I did, drive it, maintain it, and just leave it as the time capsule that it is, which is really, really good to me. It's always nice to have a happy ending of a car. Sad to see it go, but we have so many projects that are on the horizon that are either finished or just about finished that I wasn't driving the car as much as I would like, and I'm not trying to create a more and more buildings of cars that just don't get driven. So that's why it got sold. So this car, don't really know. It just ended up being a deal where he didn't quite have the money to hit what I needed to get for the car. He offered this up. We came to an agreement. So I think for now, at the very least, we're going to try and make this thing kind of a roller, get it a little further along, maybe put some kind of engine we have in the stash with it. And we may just sell it just as is with just making it a roller and let somebody else enjoy it. I got so many other projects in the wings that I don't know if I have the time to start on this one anytime soon. So as always, that's my little sales pitch. If you're interested, you're looking for a 34.5 window that is like way ahead of the game, send us an email, irontrapgarage@gmail.com. If not, we may do a couple videos in the future of mocking this thing up and at least getting it to sit right and look badass. That's at the very least, we're gonna do that. And then it'll maybe go away in storage if we don't sell it, we don't know. So that is our kind of bittersweet ending for the red 34 two-door sedan that we found in a garage years ago, forgotten about. So thank you guys for following along, appreciate it, catch you later.